Hey, welcome to another 5 Minute Fridays with CDH. I'm Dave Tappan, and today I was going to talk to you a little bit about the different ways that you can invite people to Office 365 groups. They have some differences, and you want to think about those when you're working with it. So, um, obviously, we're talking about groups that already exist, and we're talking about adding members. So, um, you know, there's really three ways. There we go. There's really three ways that you can do it. You can do it from Outlook, you can do it from SharePoint, or you can do it from admin. Now, some people are going to say, well, wait a minute, you can do it from Teams too. And, that's true. And there's probably a couple other places. You could probably do it from OneNote. But really, all those other places are doing it from SharePoint because that's the context in which all that content exists. So, if you're a member of a group and it's a public group, then you can invite anyone to the group. If it is a private group and you are not a group owner, then you have to get approval from a group owner to add somebody. On the other hand, if you're in the admin center and you are a SharePoint admin, then you can basically add anyone to any group, whether you are a member or an owner or not. So that's one thing to think about. So let's take a quick look at a couple of different ways you can do this. So first of all, if we are in the admin site right here, you can go to groups, and then you can, if you need to, you can filter what type of group. We don't have that many. I'm just going to come down here, and we're going to add somebody to the trust administration group. So you just click on it right here, and I am going to go ahead and, when it finishes refreshing here, okay, hold on a minute here. Let's refresh. There we go. little refresh issue there, but okay. So if I want to add a member, I hit this edit link here, and then I hit add members here. And then you can search for people. So I'm going to add Emily B, Emily Brown, and hit save and close, and she is a member. Now, one thing you will notice, let's go back and look at what happens if we try somebody else. I'm not going to add this person, but if we do someone else like Grady, one thing you'll notice is there's no options for whether they're going to receive emails or not as a member of the group. And so that's one thing to think about. If you add people this way, they aren't going to be subscribed automatically to receive emails, or excuse me, they will be subscribed to receive emails automatically. And there's no way to really control that. If you do want to control it, the only real way in SharePoint to control that, or in Office 365 rather, is by using a PowerShell command. So here's your PowerShell command. Oops, we'll switch that over. Set unified group, and then the group name, and then unified group welcome message enabled. And that's going to determine whether they get a welcome message when they're first added to the group. Otherwise, everyone who gets added always gets a welcome message. And at one point you couldn't do this, and there were a lot of complaints because you don't necessarily always want people to be notified they've been added to a group. So that is really the only way to do that, is as an admin with PowerShell. Now, on the other hand, if I am in a group as a member, so let's say I am this guy, which is one of the members of this group. I believe I am, anyway, it doesn't matter who I am, but if I want to add members to the group, as long as it is a public group, and notice here in the upper right it says public group, then I can click on members here, and I can hit add a member, and then go ahead and add, I'm going to add that Grady A guy. Search the directory. There he is. and then he's added as soon as I hit save. Okay. And then the other way that you can add somebody is to do it in Outlook. And notice, by the way, you may have heard some dingings in the background. That's because in each one of those cases, the person I added was received an email. So this is Emily's email. It's kind of hard to see, but move that out of the way. This is Emily Brown. So she got the invite, even though it was done through the administration. But if I had done it with that PowerShell command, just turn that feature off, then she would not receive that. And then if you, there was another one when Grady got added. So basically, no matter what you do, unless you turn that feature off through PowerShell, they're going to get that notification. So let's move that out of the way. And then the third way to do it is in Outlook itself. And the really interesting thing to understand about the difference between doing it in Outlook and doing it in SharePoint is that when you do it in Outlook, it's actually adding the person to the Active Directory, the Azure Active Directory Office 365 group, which means that it shows up immediately and you can see that they're a member. But if you come back to SharePoint and you look at that same group, and let's see here, if I come here, let's see if I did it quick enough. But if I now click on View and Share Files, waiting for the page to open, and okay, I want conversations actually. Okay, it did not take me to the site I wanted to. Hold on. Check out the team site. That's what we want. So in the team site, you will see a slight delay if you've added the person in Outlook before they actually show up in here. Oh, she made it in time, but there is a delay, whereas the other ways would be immediate. So, and then this is the third way. So this brings us into the SharePoint site, which is the third way that I can add members. And I can come in here and hit add members and basically take that same experience. So I'm going to add a third person here. And again, if this were a private group, when I did this, it would send an email to the owner, since I'm not an owner, and they would have to approve that person being added. But since it's a public group, as you can see here, that person gets added immediately and very shortly will receive an email. So those are the three ways you can add someone to an Office 365 group. And again, if you don't want them to get that email notification, that's kind of the secret doing that is this PowerShell command. And that's it for today. Thanks for joining. I hope it was helpful, and see you next time.
All right.